I've got Kim Kitchen on the horn here, and Kim Kitchen is the founding member of the True North Networkers chapter, one of the most successful chapters in Northeast Ohio. And I believe, and I've always said this since day one, that I believe that the chapter is as strong as it is because of the foundation work that you did. What do you attribute the success of the growth of that chapter?
Well, exactly what you said. I mean, we were really selective about who we allowed in the group. We're starting a group and a foundation of something that we believed was always going to be great. We believe that if people saw the vision, if they got the Giver's Gain philosophy, that chapter would become a source of referrals and closed business for everybody in that group. And it wasn't going to happen if we let the wrong people in the group. So from the very beginning, we understood how important it was that only the best people were allowed in the chapter. And by best, I mean people that understood that what they were doing, especially in the beginning stages, is that they were signing up to contribute to our group. So we would ask them questions, like, what can you bring to this group? We know that we can bring you referrals if we accept you into this group, but what can you bring for us? And we got a couple key people real early that had the vision, and we brought them to other BNI chapters where they could see, functioning, up and running chapters, passing business. And it was funny because when we would go to these chapters, we called them little field trips. We would ask people that members that had already submitted their applications, to look for things that they want to do differently. So we gave them this vision that, like, we are starting a group and we're going to have a chapter that's the best, one of the best chapters in Northeast Ohio, and how are we going to do things differently than the way they did? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
But people were at these chapters not, thinking like, ooh, why should I be a part of a startup group when I can just join this group? Instead, they were at these chapters thinking, what do they do that I don't want our groups to do? What are some things that I can see?
That's what I mean about brilliant. I completely forgot. That's true. Yeah, you did say that from the very beginning. We're going to go with the other chapters, and we're going to find out what they're doing. We're going to make the best BNI chapter around. That is dynamite.
We're going to pick. We decided when we went to these, you don't just want to take your startup chapter and say, okay, everybody, let's just go to another chapter without an agenda. So we would reconvene the next week and say, what did you like about what they did, and what do you think we should do differently? So when they were at these chapters, they were thinking about how awesome they were, and they, were getting the vision of what our chapter was going to be, and they were also thinking about ways that we could set a more solid foundation than what those chapters had so that we could build a better chapter. And that's what we would talk about the next week.